Welcome back to JStock Media, and today we are diving into one of the wildest National Football League storylines you will ever see. The Kansas City Chiefs were supposed to be inevitable in 2025. Patrick Mahomes in his prime, Andy Reid still cooking, a dynasty that looked unbreakable. But instead, the Chiefs find themselves looking human, beatable, exposed. This is the downfall of the 2025 Kansas City Chiefs. For years, Kansas City was not just winning, they were running the league. Patrick Mahomes was a cheat code. Andy Reid was a mastermind. Travis Kelce was unguardable. Every season felt inevitable. See you in the AFC Championship, just like the New England Patriots in their heyday. For dynasties, the season does not start in September. It starts in the second week of January. At least, it used to. But in 2025, everything changed, and the Chiefs walked into the season with the pressure of a dynasty. That suddenly did not feel like one. The Chiefs' collapse did not start in Week 1. It started the night they got embarrassed on the biggest stage, Super Bowl 59. Patrick Mahomes played one of the worst big-game performances of his career. His official stat line: 21 completions on 32 attempts, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 6 sacks, 1 fumble. Sounds decent, but the first half was brutal. 6 completions on 14 attempts, 33 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. Down 24-0 at halftime. He did not just struggle, he imploded. The Philadelphia Eagles exposed everything wrong with Kansas City. The wide receivers could not separate. The offensive line could not protect. The scheme was outdated. Kelce was slowing down. The offense was predictable, and Mahomes had zero help. Kansas City did not just lose, they got dominated. And when they walked off that field, you could see it. The confidence was gone. The aura was gone. The dynasty mystique was cracked. That was the moment everything started falling. The offseason was Kansas City's chance to fix everything. But they did not fix anything. They ignored the wide receiver disaster. They ignored Travis Kelce's aging curve. They ignored offensive line regression. They ignored the stale playbook. They ignored locker room tension. They did what losing teams do: nothing. They hoped Mahomes would save them. No true number 1 wide receiver. No new offensive identity. No successor for Kelce. No added speed. No game-changing talent. It was arrogance disguised as confidence. And it set up the entire 2025 meltdown. Year 8 of the Mahomes era. And the entire offense still depends on Patrick Mahomes and a 35-year-old Travis Kelce. And the supporting cast? Let us call them out: Rashee Rice, flashes high-end potential, but still inconsistent; Xavier Worthy, electric speed, but raw and learning NFL coverages; Marquise Hollywood Brown, a veteran deep threat, but not a true number 1 wide receiver; JuJu Smith-Schuster, smart, physical, dependable, but not explosive; Thornton, all speed, limited route tree. There is no Tyreek Hill, no alpha, no matchup nightmare. Just a collection of role players and developmental pieces, all pretending to be a number 1 wide receiver. The run game? Isaiah Pacheco, tough but not elite. Jerick McKinnon, aging, random depth pieces rotating. Good players, not game changers. This is not a supporting cast. This is Mahomes dragging an offense that is not built to compete. The Chiefs used to be the unstoppable force. In 2025, they are just another team trying to keep up. A 6-6 record does not just happen to a dynasty. It is built one mistake at a time. The Chiefs' 2025 slide was not bad luck. It was a pattern. Here is exactly how they got here. Week 1, loss versus the Chargers in Sao Paulo. Score 27-21. Justin Herbert ices the game with a 19-yard scramble on 3rd and 14. Mahomes never touches the ball again. Week 2, loss versus the Eagles. Score 20-17. Philadelphia holds Kansas City to 17 points at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs fall to 0-2 for the first time in a decade. Week 4, win versus the Ravens. Score 37-20. Mahomes throws his 250th career touchdown. Kansas City scores on 7 of 8 drives. A glimpse of the old Chiefs, but only a glimpse. Week 5, loss to the Jaguars. Score 31-28. Kansas City jumps ahead 14-0 and collapses. Jacksonville outscores them 31-14 the rest of the way. Week 9, loss to the Bills. Score 28-21. Buffalo hands Kansas City its biggest halftime deficit of the year. Week 11, loss to the Broncos. Score 22-19. Will Lutz hits 5 field goals, including the walk-off winner. Week 12, win versus the Colts. Score 23-20. Harrison Butker drills the overtime game winner. Kansas City erases an 11-point fourth-quarter deficit. Week 13, loss to the Cowboys. Score 31-28. Mahomes throws 4 touchdowns. Kansas City commits 10 penalties for 119 yards. Andy Reid summed it up. The penalties were the bottom line. The Chiefs dropped to 6-6. Outside the playoff picture, fighting for their lives. Now we break down why the dynasty cracked. Travis Kelce is a legend, but he is not the same. 823 yards in 2024, his lowest since 2014. 719 yards and 4 touchdowns so far in 2025. Less separation, fewer yards after the catch, more frustration, and he is not locked in like before. My man is living a real-life love story. Lights, cameras, romance, global headlines. It is hard to be elite when you're filming the National Football League and The Notebook at the same time. Kansas City never drafted the next tight end, never groomed a successor, and now it shows. Chris Jones, the backbone of the defense, is not playing like prime Chris Jones anymore. 3 sacks in 12 games, down from 15.5 sacks in 2022, down from 10.5 sacks in 2023. Still good, not dominant. Kansas City never added help on the defensive line, never found a running mate, never rotated him properly. Without an elite version of Chris Jones, the entire defense loses its identity. The offensive line fell off a cliff. More pressure, more sacks, more breakdowns, less stability, more Mahomes scrambling for his life. You cannot run an NFL offense when your quarterback is playing escape room every snap. The penalties? Unacceptable. 10 penalties for 119 yards against Dallas. That alone will lose you football games. Kansas City used to dominate the little things. Now the little things dominate them. The playbook? Stale. Defenses have figured Kansas City out. Mahomes is still him, but he is doing everything. In 2024, 67.5% completion, 3,928 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. In 2025, through 12 games, 64.4% completion, 3,238 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That drop? That is receivers not creating separation. That is protection collapsing. That is timing completely breaking. That is Mahomes turning every play into backyard football. The magic used to be extra. Now it is survival. Mahomes did not fall off. The team did. Kansas City did not fail because of Mahomes. They failed because everything around him collapsed. Kelce aging, Jones slowing, receivers not good enough, offensive line regressing, penalties everywhere, predictable playbook, lack of depth, lack of discipline, no adjustments, no long-term plan. This is how a dynasty ends. Not loud, not quiet, but all at once. So here we are, the Kansas City Chiefs. Once the final boss of the National Football League, now sitting at 6-6, 10th in the AFC, behind the Steelers and the Texans. This is no longer the team to beat. This is a team hoping other people lose. Patrick Mahomes himself said it. You have to win every game now. So let us talk about the rest of 2025. The final 4 games: Week 15 versus the Chargers, Week 16 versus the Titans, Week 17 at the Broncos on Christmas Day, Week 18 versus the Raiders. 4 games, 4 opponents who would love to slam the door on this dynasty. And here is the blunt truth. If the Kansas City Chiefs want to make the playoffs, they have to win out. No more blown leads, no more penalty meltdowns, no more Mahomes will save us. 4 games, 4 wins, or the dynasty finally spends January at home. Outro. Final cut. So that is the crossroads. The Kansas City Chiefs are not guaranteed anything anymore. No automatic playoff spot. No "see you in January." Just pressure and consequences. 4 must-wins now stand between Kansas City and their entire postseason identity. And look, if you want to see the rebirth of a dynasty, check out the Patriots video we cooked up, because that is how you flip a narrative. We sew back. This is JStock Media, and we will see you in the next 1.4.